Yo guys, it's Britt coming to you live, and I want to get astrological with you guys today. And if you don't know anything about that, that's cool too, because I just want to talk about other people as mirrors, okay? So, meaning that the people that show up in your life are never random, and that they are always an aspect of your own consciousness that you are ready to see, okay? And when I say that other people are mirrors, it doesn't necessarily mean that like everything that you are going to then see in another person. See, many times people are mirrors for us, but they're mirroring a subconscious aspect of ourselves or something that we're not really aware of. And that's why people aren't so easy to catch that this is someone mirroring them, because this is a subconscious aspect of ourselves. And you know, the subconscious mind is about 95% of our mind. So while you may not recognize that the people that are showing up in your life are mirrors, it doesn't mean that they aren't. They are, okay? So I want to talk about that, and I want to talk a little bit about astrology and how we can sort of see the type of men as women that we attract or are attracted to with our birth charts, and looking at our chart and looking at our sun sign and Mars sign, which represents the masculine aspect of ourselves, which many women tend to not identify with, and then it shows up in the men that we attract because we refuse to be that certain aspect of ourselves. So is that making sense so far, you guys? Hi, Theodore. Hello. Say hi to me, you guys, when you pop on. So I want to talk about this. This is really pivotal and important for women to know, because I see this so freaking often, you guys. I've been doing astrology charts since I was 15 years old, so almost like, I guess, 9 years now. And I see it so freaking often with us as women. What we do is, like, we all have a masculine and feminine aspect to our, you know, personality and our consciousness, right? Hey, Candace. So we all have a masculine and feminine. Quite often what happens is, like, us as women, we disidentify with our masculine aspect and we project it onto men entirely, and then we do not act from our, you know, our power or our strength, and we just act from our feminine. Like, not all the time, but quite often. We can also see the opposite, where some women don't connect with their feminine at all and are only living in their masculine. And then we can see this for men as well, where men more identify with their masculine aspect, which makes perfect sense. But in order to become like a whole person, and also in order to stop being pissed off with everybody that shows up into your life, we need to integrate the two, right? So with women, we each have a sun sign. So our sun sign is our birthday, right? So if you're born May 8th, like me, you're a Taurus sun. If you're born April 8th, you're an Aries sun. If you're born March 8th, you're a Pisces sun, right? That is your sun sign, okay? And for women, the sun can represent like what we strive to be, and also for men as well, the sun sign can represent what we strive to be, where we're going in this lifetime. Hey, Sebastian. So quite often what can happen, though, with men and women, actually with both of us, the sun sign is something that we are growing into. It's something that we are developing in ourselves. So quite often people disregard astrology entirely because they read a few sentences of their sun sign and they're not down for it, like, because they don't identify with these traits of their sun sign. But what I want to tell you, people, and take this knowledge with you, take this into every cell of your being. The sun sign is what we are developing in this lifetime. It's qualities that we are here to become, and they're not always going to be the qualities that come the most naturally to us. The qualities that actually come the most naturally to us are going to be the sign that your moon sign is in. That represents the childhood, that represents familiarity and what comes easily and naturally to you, and also the sign of the South Node, which is something else we can get into entirely on another video. But the sun sign, you guys, is what you are here to develop in this lifetime. Everybody who's here, or if you're watching on the replay, what is your sun sign? You should be able to know this. You should know this. If you don't know this, you should know this. This is your birthday, okay? Tell me in the comments, what is your sun sign, you guys? Tell me your sun sign. Yo. Okay. So So most people, hey Lisa, most people in general will know their sun sign already, but what we are learning in this lifetime is how to become more of our sun sign. And really, when we are embodying the energy of our sun sign, Candace says Cancer. Cool. When we are embodying the energy of our sun sign, we are the most shiniest, okay? Jody says Virgo. I knew that. Cool. You're so embodying Virgo qualities, by the way, Jody, like with what you do. It's like, it's so Virgo. You're really shining. You're really like on path with that. Lisa says Gemini. Dorian says Virgo. Yeah, you knew what I was talking about. Everybody fucking knows this shit. Dude, Sebastian, you know you're a Taurus. Don't even fucking lie to me. You know you're a Taurus. Okay, so the sun sign is the qualities that you are here to develop. But what can often happen in women, and we can see this with men actually and their moon sign, because men sometimes refuse to like develop the feminine aspect, but with women, sometimes we can, you know, not develop the qualities of our sun sign and just project them out onto a man, okay? And like, this can happen too if you're kind of like a love addicted woman. And like I can identify with this a bit, where like you literally refuse to do the work, you refuse to follow your soul, and you just become addicted to or obsessed with men who are doing things that you think are cool. And really what I want you to take from this video is that all people are aspects of you, right? So if you keep on being obsessed with certain men or women, or you keep on being love addicted to a certain person, or like you just feel like you can't get someone out of your head, you can't get them out of your like heart, and you're just like not even living because you just want this person to be with you or whatever, it's a sign that you need to develop those qualities within yourself, okay? And you know, with women, it can be the qualities of our sun and Mars sign that are just like needing to be expressed, but sometimes we refuse to express them because these are the more masculine aspects of our personality, okay? And then to get a little bit into your Mars sign, which you will need to pull up your birth chart to know, but the Mars sign in women is even more aggressive than the sun sign. So Mars is all about sex drive, our aggressive energy, like that push forward, right? And what we as women can do with our Mars sign is also nothing, and just become wildly sexually attracted to men who have the qualities that our Mars sign is in, while doing nothing. Let me know if any of you ladies can relate to this. So the Mars sign in women can show the type of man that you are sexually attracted to, or also the kind of man that while you are not expressing those qualities in your own self, you'll hate those qualities in other men. Like you'll see it in them and you'll be like, fuck, that guy's annoying. And so that's why it's so pivotal and important to own these qualities of our masculine self as women, because then we're not going to hate so many people in the outer world, or men specifically. And this can go for men as well. Like men, if you're constantly like attracting women who are just like so annoying or not what you're wanting, you've probably disowned a feminine aspect of yourself, right? And once you call that aspect of yourself back into your own being, you will cease to hate all the other people that show up into your life, right? And that's probably why I don't hate anyone, you guys, because I know myself so fucking well, because I've been studying the astrology chart since I was like 15 years old. Like, I know all my negative qualities. I know all my positive qualities. I know that I'm a mix of all of them. And then so when other people show up in my life, I can immediately recognize the different aspects of myself that they are, right? And once you experience this, you feel true freedom, and you stop hating people, and you start just like loving everybody and noticing what they are and how this represents different aspects of you. So does anybody on here know their Mars sign? And if you haven't been on my YouTube channel, you guys, I have a lot of videos on astrology. If you're wanting to learn astrology, it goes much deeper than just your birthday, okay? Astrology is so much deeper than what people think. It's actually like a fucking science, and you actually have a sign for every single planet. You have a sun sign, moon sign, Mercury sign, Mars sign, Venus sign, you know, all the planets. And each planet represents a different aspect of yourself. Okay, so we do have some ladies here that know their Mars sign. Jody says Mars in Cancer. Okay, that makes a lot of sense with what you're doing. So the masculine aspect of yourself is very connected with family and maybe a little bit quieter, withdrawn, and like very emotional and very like protective. So Candace says Mars in Pisces. Okay, so the masculine aspect of yourself is very artistic and creative and emotional and sensitive and intuitive and mystical and magical. You could be attracted to men who are like the rock stars, or like the, you know, the men who would like give you their shirt off their back and give you their jacket and shit like that. The giving men. Kaylee says mine is in Taurus. You think your Mars is in Taurus? Cool. Karen says I'm in Gemini Sun, double Sagittarius rising and moon. I love that. What's your Mars, Karen? I'm curious. I love that. So you're a full moon baby, Karen says. Wait, mine is Virgo. Kaylee says, okay. So your masculine aspect of yourself is very organized and detail focused, perhaps a little bit critical. Maybe you attract men into your life who need to control everything that you're doing. Yeah, we will never give back your jackets, Dorian. Actually, I don't have any men's jackets, but you know what I do have? Somehow I've ended up with men's socks. Is that kind of weird? Okay, I'm getting so many comments, you guys, it's hard for me to read them all. Okay, Jody says, I'm an emotional authority in human design. Yes, very emotional and like to be alone. Yeah. And you can probably see that like with the men in your life, or also you guys, your father. So the dad, your dad is represented by your sun sign. So if you're having some type of daddy issues, look at your sun. So Sebastian, to look up your Mars sign, just Google free birth chart, and you type in your information. It would be wise to know your birth time as well, and you will find your Mars sign. So Christia wants to know about Mars and Leo, because me and Christia's born 2 days before me. Me and Christia have a very similar chart, and we both have Mars and Leo. So the masculine aspect of Mars and Leo is very expressive and very dramatic and creative, and it's not enough to just do a thing. You must do the thing and take 5,000 selfies and post them on all social media platforms, whilst making out with a stranger in public, whilst singing a song and dancing and wearing the most fabulous shiny clothes. That is a little bit about Mars and Leo. And we tend to be attracted to men who are quite Leo, if I must say. Your dad does not look like a Virgo. That's interesting. So another thing to note too, and this is going to get a little bit deep for the people who do not know much about astrology, but another thing to note too is that certain aspects that the planets are making to each other can greatly modify the expression of that planet. So if your sun is making an aspect to Neptune, you may act more like a Pisces sun, or your father may represent more of like a Pisces aspect. Whereas if your sun was making an aspect to Mars, even if your sun was in the sign of Cancer, but your sun was like conjunct with Mars or something, your dad or the men in your life could represent an Aries quality. Okay? So yeah, it's quite a study. Like, honestly, yeah, you have to, sorry, there's so many comments I'm reading. You have to really look into this, you guys. Like, it's not something you can just do overnight. I've been studying this shit since I was like 15 years old, and there's still more to learn. There's always more to learn. My dad's sun sign is Pisces, and I'm a Taurus. Any recommendations? What kind of recommendations are you meaning? Like, to help you get along with your dad better? Because Taurus and Pisces traditionally get along very well, actually. Scorpio, men, women, I have nothing to say. Nothing to say about Scorpios. Dude, honestly, though, if you want to learn about Scorpios, just go on YouTube. People are obsessed with Scorpios. Like, my videos that I've done about Scorpios have like 10 times the amount of views on them than my other videos. Okay, so actually, the highest amount of views on my YouTube channel for the signs, my Scorpio videos and my Leo videos. So people are obsessed with Scorpios and Leos, but we all know that Leos are obsessed with themselves. So that is how we figured that out. And actually, honestly, Scorpios are so obsessed with themselves too in their own intensity. Like, have you ever known a Scorpio who wasn't like, I'm a Scorpio, and like so proud of it? Kaylee says, yes, he has a lot of emotional baggage and we have had a rough upbringing. Yeah, so you're saying that you're a Taurus and your dad's a Pisces? Okay, that's like my mom's a Pisces and I'm a Taurus. So you as the Taurus daughter can really help your dad to gain in like emotional stability and serenity and like make him calm. But here's the thing, like, you don't necessarily have to say anything to him or do anything. You just have to be in your own essence. So the ultimate end goal of Taurus people, and I know this from a very personal level, and you should watch my video on understanding Taurus actually on my YouTube. It will really help you gain clarity on like who you are and what you're meant to do in this lifetime, Kaylee. But the ultimate end goal for Taurus people is inner peace. So Kaylee, as you be in your feminine essence, Taurus is a really feminine sign. So as you just be like an inner peace, as you like sit on the beach, or as you read a book that you enjoy, or as you just like enjoy breathing air, you're healing your daddy just by like being in peace. And Pisces people are so freaking sensitive that like if you're in a peaceful state, they will automatically just join you in a peaceful state. But as you worry about them and you worry about what they're doing, and oh my god, and they will feel that too, and your worrying will not help them. So the best thing you can do in that situation is just be more of you and be more of the peaceful aspect of self. But like I said at the beginning of this video, your sun sign is not something that you're always just naturally born having an easy time with. Like, it's something to develop. And then so for Taurus people, it's not like you're just born peaceful. Like, usually you're born into an environment where it's really hard to remain peaceful. Like, maybe there's a ton of people around you who are not in peace, or maybe there's a lot of fighting or whatever, and it's a challenge to remain peaceful. But as you follow your own desires and you follow your own pleasure, you eventually find that peace, and then that peace can radiate out to everyone that you come in contact with. And not that it's just like the easiest snap of the finger thing ever that you can do, but it's what you're here to develop and learn. And with Taurus, it's less about what you say or what you do, and more about the energy that you are being. And when you are being that energy of peace and beauty and just like the joy of living, like the joy of living, like my catchphrase is a very Taurus thing, because you as a Taurus person, and I know there's some other Tauruses on here, like you're literally on this planet to be in joy and allow that joy to radiate out to all that you come in contact with. And it's not so much about what you say or do, it's the energy that you're being. And when you are being in that energy of Taurus, you don't even have to say anything to anyone. You just attract it all. Okay, and that's what Venus does, right? Taurus is ruled by Venus. You just attract all the good to you. You don't even have to push out to get it. They come to you, right? Thanks, Richard. So yeah, you guys. Astrology is very fun, but it's not like totally necessary. Like, you can find all this out on your own in your own head by just writing out some qualities of like yourself that you're not allowing to express. And if you're curious about what aspects of yourself you're not allowing to express, look at the people you're attracting. Look at them. Like, what I've noticed lately is I'm attracting like all these people that are like super hard workers. And it's an aspect of myself too, right? So it's really interesting to look at the people that you're attracting and then realize, what am I needing to be more of here, right? And a really good belief to adopt and to have is a belief that like every person that shows up in my life is a guide sent from beyond, or sent from the good God above. If you want to use the word God, I like the word God. Some people don't. Or you could just use like from your soul. Everybody that you attract is here to help you, okay? Or everybody that you're attracted to, like those people on the internet you just can't get enough of, or, you know, the man that you just can't get out of your head, or the woman who you just like want to text like every 5 seconds of the day because you're so obsessed with her. I'm just kidding. I hope you're not that obsessed. That's annoying. But yeah, you want to always look at people as teachers and as guides sent from beyond, and that's what they are. And us as women, we can use the astrology chart, and men can do it too with their moon and Venus signs. So you know how I'm talking about Sun and Mars for women, Moon and Venus for men. So you can look at those qualities of your Sun sign and your Mars sign and look at, okay, how does this represent my masculine aspect? Am I being those qualities, or am I projecting them out onto the men in my life and demanding that they be those qualities? Or am I hating those qualities in men that I see? And is the reason that I'm hating those qualities because they are latent within me and I'm not expressing them? It's really interesting. Like, I used to have this boyfriend. He was like too Leo to function. Okay, you guys, he was like too Leo to function. He had Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, all in Leo, and the moon in Aries. He was a fireball of energy. And he just literally didn't give a fuck. Like, he would do the most like ridiculous shit. And he would say whatever the fuck that he wanted. He would do whatever the fuck that he wanted. And I'd be like, can you not? Like, can you not be this much? And he'd just be like, he'd like freak out, right? And he'd get pissed. And then eventually he did succumb to my demands and be less of the crazy fiery Leo that he was. And then at that point I didn't even like him anymore. So the moral of the story is, oh well, actually I got to take it back to this. So those were qualities that were needing to be developed in me. Like, now I don't really think I'm as crazy as him, or I'm definitely not as Leo as him, even though I have my moon and Mars in Leo. But there was a part of me that was wanting to just be more unapologetically myself. And like, also he like played the guitar too, and he was really good, and he was kind of like, yeah, anyway. So what pissed me off so much about him was what I was not allowing to express in myself, right? And then there was this other guy that I dated who he worked a lot, and he was always ditching me all the time. And not that this was at all good or anything, but he was like a really hard worker, and he really just like didn't give a fuck like what I said. Like, he would just do what he wanted. And now when I find myself like, this is something that you should do too, by the way, like write lists of qualities that actually turn you on about the opposite sex, and that actually are qualities that you like would like in a partner. So like, write lists of positive things that you like about people. And the first thing that I always write on my list, you guys, about men that I'm attracted to right now is like, they do whatever the fuck they want, and they don't care what anyone says. They don't even care what I say. Like, that to me is the hottest thing ever in a man. And that's what I was experiencing with these men, but I was hating it because I wasn't seeing that it was me. I wasn't allowing myself to be the bold, unapologetic person that I am. And now that I'm letting myself be that, I look back and I'm like, oh my God, like those guys were showing me, right? And then you feel a huge amount of gratitude for it. Yeah, well, there's different opinions on astrology, right? Like, you're saying moon can represent masculine as well. Like, I don't see it that way. And in like the hundreds of books that I've read, it's always been the Sun and the Mars sign that are the masculine aspects, but we're allowed to have different opinions on it. And really, this video isn't even about fucking astrology. Like, I've talked about astrology a lot. That's not what this fucking video is about. This video is just about expressing different aspects of yourself that are needed to be expressed, and seeing how other people in your life are mirrors of that. Okay, so you could just fucking take astrology out of this video and take every word I said about the moon or Mars or sun or whatever, and just take the rest of it, because that was the meaning of it. But astrology is how I communicate, because that's what I've been studying since I was like 15 years old. And if you want to know more about astrology, you guys, subscribe to me on YouTube. There's like a shitload of astrology over on there, and I actually have a different video for every Mars sign, and I think like every North Node sign. Like, I have stuff about every Sun sign. I've got stuff about how to read a birth chart, how to read a synastry chart, how to read a transits chart. Like, I've got you over on YouTube if you want to learn more. And it's all free over there, right? Like, if you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, it's very odd. It's very odd. I just don't understand. Anyways, you guys, it's actually getting kind of hot even though I'm in the shade. So I think I'm gonna go in the pool. There is still time to sign up for my Heal Your Jealousy course. I'll post the link after. My Healing Your Jealousy course will really help you to identify the mirror aspect in the men that you are attracting. It's mostly geared towards women. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna be posting the link after. That's probably all I wanted to say. I'm just thinking if there's anything else that I want to say. Knowing that other people are your mirrors will help you love everybody and love yourself and love all of life and experience true freedom, because you will no longer be demanding that other people act different in order for you to feel good, because you know that your ability to feel good comes from within. And you'll love all of them because you'll see that they are you. Anyways, love you guys. We'll talk super soon. Sign up for my jealousy course if you have a brain. Love you guys. You came for the joy of living. Bye.